to the RunnerX podcast, where we talk about all things running. As many runners know, it's 90% mental. So join Coach Valerie and Coach Caroline as we go through the mental side of running. Hey there, and welcome back to Tough Love Tuesdays. I'm your host, Coach Caroline, and today I want to talk to you about how we get in our head about the length of time we work out and whether or not it's worth it. So a lot of times as runners, as distant runners, we have set in our minds that we allowed 30 minutes for a run, or we need to run for an hour. And so we get stuck in this mindset that if I don't run for an hour, then I'm not getting a good workout. And I want to kind of shift that mindset that putting that quote unquote time on your feet doesn't have to be about running, and it doesn't have to be, really shouldn't be about incorrect movement, right? So just going out to run to check a box is really not beneficial to you as a runner, to you as a lifelong journey, or for whatever you're training for. It's not going to help you complete a marathon or get that speed goal if you just check a box. What you need to do is you need to look at what is the purpose of that run. Is the purpose of that hour to build your cardiovascular system or to help your muscles be able to hold your body upright for a longer period of time, to be able to feel the fall for more than just 10 to 15 minutes, but for up to a full hour? And that's what you're building up, right? It's just like when you start to swim, you don't immediately jump in the pool or even jump into, say, a open body of water and try to swim the canal, right? You build up to it. It's the same with running. So what I want to challenge you to do is to start looking at how can I build up my strength, my endurance, my muscle elasticity, my ability to hold my body in the right alignment as I fall as a unit, and let that be your challenge. So if you have an hour in your schedule and you're supposed to be doing a long run, and maybe you're coming in and you're working with the membership, with the RunnerX membership, or you've been following us for a while, and maybe you don't have a particular race you're going for, but you have an hour that you want to work out. Why not look at that hour in its totality? So you start with your warm-up, right? You start with the warm-up 1 and warm-up 2. You get your body, get the blood flowing through your body, and you do a couple of drills. You do some short drills. Maybe it's the length of a driveway. Maybe it's the length of a parking lot. And you just kind of get your body, your mind right. You start feeling, what does my body feel like today? Is it feeling tired? Is it feeling exuberant? Am I feeling sluggish because I maybe drank too much wine last night? Or maybe I'm feeling really excited because I have a great week ahead. I'm traveling or I'm on vacation. So let's connect with where our body is, and then let's set a goal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to today I'm going to play with the fall, or I'm going to play with my muscle elasticity, or I'm going to just kind of see how I'm feeling with being able to hold that fall for a longer period. Maybe for the last couple of months, I've only been holding the fall from, say, here to maybe I used to look at about a quarter mile, and I would try to do my run to that quarter mile. And I got to where I could do it with ease, right? And then I built a little bit more. But I don't want you getting set in this idea of I have to go a certain distance, or even I have to go a set period of time. Because what if you do your drills and then you decide you grab a strength training out of our 30-day reboot, you do some strength training, and then you go ahead and you feel like just seeing how long you can hold the fall. And at the end of it, you get to 50 minutes. Does that mean it's a failure? No. Your goal was an hour and you had a great focused workout for 50 minutes. That's perfect. Maybe you go 65 minutes. That's great too. You need to be in connection with your body and where it is at today, and try to really connect with what am I trying to accomplish? That's actually how you get better at something. It's not by just checking a box. And what's so interesting to me is this, okay? You started a career, you've done an instrument, you've tried a different sport. And to learn that sport, that career, whatever it was you did new, driving, right? You didn't just get in the car and drive. You had to start by, okay, first I'm going to learn to drive in a parking lot. Then I'm going to learn to drive around the block. Then I'm going to learn to kind of maybe drive around the city. And you didn't get out on the highway until you'd been driving for maybe 3 months at a couple hours a week, right? Maybe you were practicing with your parents or whatever the case may be. But you built up gradually. And for some reason, we have it into our heads that because everybody runs, because running is so natural, I should be able to just go out and do, 3 miles at the drop of a hat. And I should be able to just fall and let myself, do what Valerie says within a week of training. But it doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. So cut yourself some slack and take a step back and look at where you are in your journey and be happy with that. And I want you to really think about that. Today might be a 50-minute workout. The next week, it might be a 70-minute workout. And maybe that 50-minute workout, you were running or holding your fall at about maybe a 10-minute pace. But that 65-minute workout, you actually held it at an 8-minute pace and you wound up going 2 miles. So you never know where you're going to be in your process. But let each day bring you the joy it's going to bring you for your movement that day, and be okay with that. Start talking better to yourself and being focused on what you're doing that day and not just thinking about checking a box. Okay, guys? And we hope to talk to you next week.
Thank you for joining us on the RunRx podcast. If you'd like to know more, join us at www.runrx.fit. And if you have additional questions that you'd like answered on the podcast, email us at support@runrx.fit.